Here's where you play Chip's role. First off, due to his special skill, he has insane map presence. Furthermore, he has great utility and he leans more towards a support type of role, and he has amazing gank. However, Chip is not as tanky as his counterparts, and he kind of falls off in the late game. Chip's passive allows him to start eating potato chips when out of combat, regenerating significant amounts of HP after finishing a whole bag. After eating a bag of chips, Chip cannot eat again for 5 seconds. This passive ability is very useful for reducing the need to frequently return to base. When his HP is low, players can just retreat to a safe spot and let his passive gradual healing work. While it's not as fast as healing at the base, this method offers advantages like giving you more time to gank lanes and invade the enemy jungle. Chip's skill 1, Crash Course, rams his hovercraft onto the ground, dealing magic damage based on the target's max HP and marking enemy heroes hit. Chip gains a shield upon hitting an enemy hero, which increases for each additional enemy hero hit. His next base attack will become ranged while also hitting all nearby enemies with Chip's mark and detonating it to deal magic damage and stun each target for 0.6 seconds. Crash Course extends the reach of his basic attacks, letting him hit enemies from a greater distance. Use Crash Course to maximize the shield by hitting multiple heroes, and targeting several enemies at once greatly boosts his durability, as hitting 5 enemies will give significant shield. The ability to mark multiple enemies makes it a valuable tool for starting teamfights. Therefore, Crash Course works well with tanky items to help Chip survive longer in battles. Chip's skill 2, Overtime, rushes forward for 2 seconds, gradually gaining speed until he reaches a set amount of extra movement speed, then maintains that speed for another 2 seconds. His next basic attack will charge at the enemy, dealing magic damage and knocking them back slightly. This skill needs time to reach maximum speed and only lasts for a limited duration, so activate it wisely based on the distance needed for successful ganks. Chip's Alt shortcut drops a main portal on an enemy hero, dealing magic damage and slowing them by 30% for 2.5 seconds. Meanwhile, he creates connecting portals near allied heroes and in the base. The main portal and connecting portals will last for 10 seconds. Heroes can teleport from connecting portals to the main portal, and if so, the ally will gain minimal movement speed and a shield. Allies can also stand on the main portal for a moment to return to the connecting portal they came from. The main portal deals magic damage to nearby targets after a delay, knocking them airborne for 0.8 seconds. The main portal's HP will inherit 80% of Chip's health. Chip's special skill, Y Walk, has 4 beacons on the map which he can teleport to and from. He can stand on a beacon and activate the skill, and then use it to teleport to any other beacons. Moving on to builds, we'll be featuring 2 of them this time. The first one being Concealed Warrior Boots, Dominance Ice, Fleeting Time, Athena Shield, Antique Cuirass, and Immortality. These are the emblems that go along with this build. And the other being Encouraged Tough Boots, Thunder Belt, Dominance Ice, Immortality, Blade Armor, and Cursed Helmets. And these are the emblems that go along with this build. As per usual, I suggest more experienced players to build items depending on the enemy team's composition, instead of using a pre-built setup to maximize your win rate. We highly recommend Flicker as your battle spell, however, Petrify and Vengeance works well too. Prioritize Chip's skill 1, then only his skill 2. Take his ult at level 4, 8, and 12. The hero Chip is classified into the tank class. However, he leans more into the support category due to his low amounts of HP but high utility to provide. Therefore, think twice before jumping into fights where you will be vulnerable. Your skill 1 has relatively low cooldowns, hence prolonging your will allow you to dish out constant crowd control. Chip's special skill will enable him to virtually be anywhere at any time. It has a fixed 20-second cooldown, meaning you can teleport to help out top lane and swiftly return back to bottom lane. Use this skill to make the early game stages easier for your team. And remember, Chip does indeed fall off quite a tad bit as the game progresses. Your ult and solo queue might also not yield expected outcomes. More often than not, your teammates are legally blind and will not pay attention. I suggest queuing with friends to curb this problem, and a tip for your ult is to be mindful of where it will spawn. Do not cast your ult onto an enemy, in a turret, or else your portal will be susceptible to turret damage. That's all for this video. Stay tuned. Goodbye.